Happy New Year, Hornets, and welcome to another edition of SHS Today. In this episode, Riley Purvis will give us a fascinating look into the world of vinyl record collecting. Next, Max Watkins will show us an interview with a LEGO YouTuber on our next episode of Hobby Lobby. And finally, I myself will show you the benefits of chicken keeping. All this and more on the January 8th edition of SHS Today.
Happy New Year, Hornets! Now that the complete disaster of 2020 is finally over, we can look forward to a new year full of new opportunities. I'm Max Watkins.
And I'm Mitch Mazur. Starting off today's episode is a blast to the past, as Riley Purvis shows us an awesome collection of vinyl records, which is apparently how old people used to listen to music. We go to him now to find out more.
Vinyl records seem to have made a resurgence in today's society. We talked with a local SHS parent about his history with vinyl and how he became a part of the resurgence.
I was as a teenager in the 70s, and before that I just had 45s and kids records. But in the 70s, FM radio was huge, and all these bands that I'd never heard of, once I became a teenager, they were on the radio. So then I really got into a lot of the music, and at the time that was the format. You either had vinyl, or you bought 8-track, or you bought reel-to-reel, and there's just something about vinyl that was great.
Between 2007 and 2008, there was an increase of 89% in vinyl sales. Because of this, there have been a small number of companies who started producing vinyl records again.
I got back into buying vinyl because of my son. I showed him a long time ago when he was a little kid. He had CDs and I was showing him the vinyl, and then we put it away in a box and never see it again. Well, then he became a teenager, and one day he asked me to pull out my vinyl and see if we could play it because he was interested in the format. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm becoming, a bonding moment with me and my son, which every parent loves. And I got to show off some of the things I kept over the years. And with his interest and the fact that they started re-releasing vinyl, it's just something that came naturally.
If you're interested in music, then vinyl could be your preferred way to go. Reporting for SHS Today, I'm Riley Purvis. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Riley. Planning for next year's classes has already begun. The counselors here at SHS are hosting virtual webinars with each grade to determine which classes they'll be taking in the 2021-2022 school years. Planning for juniors is today at 11 a.m., planning for sophomores is on the 29th at 11 a.m., and planning for freshmen is on February 19th still at 11 a.m.
Now, Max will bring us a captivating look into the process of a YouTuber who builds massive LEGO creations with thousands of pieces all on his own, on this edition of Hobby Lobby.
Hey, this is Chris
from Chris Productions. I spent months building giant mocks.
Chris is the producer of the YouTube channel Chris Productions, where he showcases his self-made LEGO dioramas known as My Own Creations or MOCs. He began YouTube in 2009, and he has 40,000 followers as well as 15 million views on the site. He agreed to sit down with me for an interview about how he makes his models, starting with how he plans them out.
Definitely drawing it, sketching it out. You figure out exactly kind of, the size, the scale, the important details you want to capture into it, and how it all just fits together.
Chris will often spend months at a time working on a single massive project, and told me all about what it's like when he's done.
I think it really is that standing back and being like, whoa, we're done, Often I find when you're done something, sometimes you're like, whoa, this is better than I thought, or whoa, this is crazy. But so often it's like, well, what else, what's next, right? And how can I do that better?
Chris also has advice for anyone interested in entering this hobby for themselves.
Discover what you enjoy. This is a hobby that, whether you are doing it at the time or not, that you have to enjoy if you want to keep on building. So keep that enjoyment up and don't make it not fun.
This is Max Watkins reporting for SHS Today. Back to you in our virtual studio. Pandemic has you stressed? The SAS Virtual Calming Room is here to help. Activities including sounds and music, art, puzzles and games, and more are there to help during this difficult time. Just scan the QR code on the screen or go to the official Saline High School website for more information.
If you're looking for a fascinating hobby that gives you practical benefits alongside of fun, then chicken keeping may be just what you need. I interviewed Griffin Ross to find out more about how he takes care of his chickens. During these times, you might find that you have a lot of time on your hands. A project you might want to take up is raising chickens. Griffin Ross is here to share his experiences.
So we got them at Tractor Supply for about $1 per bird. So I have 12 chickens in total. About half of them we've had for 2 years now. We got them 2 springs ago, which is when chickens come in at Tractor Supply. And the other half of them we got 1 year ago, last spring.
If you're stuck on an idea for a coop, Griffin's coop might give you some ideas.
So when we first moved here, this was a goat enclosure, if you'd believe it. So when we first moved here, we tore it all down. Me, my dad, and my mom built that barn. And inside of it, there's a duck enclosure to the, right when you come outside the door. Then next to it, there's a big chicken enclosure where they have all the stuff that they could want, like a big perch that they can all sit on, and boxes that they can lay their eggs in. We used to kind of just let them roam around the whole yard, but unfortunately we lost a few chickens to that. So we built the barn, and if you can kind of see it, there's a little bit of a fence back there, which helps keep them enclosed in there so that they can't all run away and so that stuff can't get in. And inside the barn we have locking doors that can go up or down. So once they're all in for the night, you close the doors, and there's heating in there, they're all fine, nothing's getting in, nothing's getting out.
Having chickens is more than just having a pet like a dog. They bring in their own benefits.
You get lots of free eggs and all that. It's a good responsibility to take care of them. It's fun.
This has been Mitch Mazur, signing out. Back to you.
That's really interesting, Mitch. Chicken keeping sounds pretty fun, not to mention all the eggs. You really cracked open a great story there.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SHS Today, as well as on YouTube and Instagram at Saline Video. Thanks for tuning in. Signing off, I'm Mitch Mazur.
And I'm Max Watkins.
Have a great weekend, Hornets.